friends. So today I'm going to show you how to make a blueprint. Now, first of all, what is a blueprint? A blueprint is a design. It is a plan, like a recipe or instructions to make a building. So what people do is they draw up what they want the building to look like, and those people are called architects. And they use special paper so that the paper can be copied and lots of people can have the blueprint. But when they first did it, it was invented by John Herschel in 1842, so a long time ago. I mean, they were making buildings back then too, so they had to have plans, right? So they would use a paper that would use a photo sort of sensitive thing, like sometimes in the summertime when we put photo paper outside and put a print, a leaf or a rock or something on it and it makes a print. It was like that, and it would show up kind of bluish, so that's why they called it a blueprint. And so afterwards they refined it and technology helped, and now we use tracing paper and you draw it and it can be made in copies. There's lots of different ways to make multiple drawings. So I'm going to show you some real blueprints that have been copied that Clara's mom and dad brought in. And if you can see right here, you see how there's lots of little bit of writing in here, and all that writing means something, and it's very flat, right? It really is the plan of the building, and all of these different lines mean different things. So when you're an architect, you have to learn all of this different stuff. So, and here is another one here. You see all of that, lots of different lines, and all these things mean different things. So you really have to study it. It's like learning your letters and learning the alphabet. And when Miss Kate was in graduate school for theater design, I had to learn to make set design plans, and that's very much like a blueprint because you had to design what was going to be on the set and how the actors were going to be on stage. So I had to learn how to do this as well. Not as much as architects, but I definitely had to learn a little bit of it. So anyway, we're going to do a simplified version of this. And I want you to get a piece of white paper and a blue crayon, or you can do the opposite. You could do a blue construction paper and a white crayon, whichever you feel like you want to do. Okay. And you also want to get something with a straight edge or a ruler so you can make nice lines, because remember, walls and all that in the construction is not wiggly, right? We don't want to make a wiggly wall, so we need to make nice clean lines. So Miss Kate is going to start, and I'm going to think about what I want to make. I think I want to make a blueprint of my building, and my building is kind of tall. But I'm going to make the floor plan, which means the plan of the ground and where everything is located in the building. So my building, wait one second, and I'm going to use that to see, I'm using the crayon to make the straight edge. My building is a rectangle. It's a rectangle tall, but it's also a rectangle going back. So if this was my building, this is the floor plan right here. So I'm going to write right in the middle is where my door is. So I'm going to make two lines here, and that's where my door is, right? And then inside is a little bit of a lobby, and it kind of goes back like that. But right here is a staircase. So I think in order to do that, I'm going to make lines like stairs, a little bit apart. So if I can move this a little here, and here, and here, and I keep going about the same distance each way to represent my stairs. And then it kind of goes all the way up, right? But on this side, this is a hallway. And the hallway goes to the very first apartment on the first floor. So I'm gonna put another door here. And sometimes when you make doorways, they do like a little line here and then a round area like that to represent the door opening and shutting, right? So that is the basic part. And then back here is the back part, and here's another door to the second apartment. There's 2 apartments on each side on every floor in my building. And it's 4 floors, so there's 2 apartments, so there's 8 apartments. And then a basement. So that would be the ground floor right there. Now, this could be anything, right? Another important thing to do with your blueprint is to write what it is. And if you can see here on this blueprint, they have showed, you can see the words there. And that is the person's name, and it says it's from the Guggenheim there. And you see how nicely worded it is? That's really important with a blueprint. You have to make sure you can read it. Everyone can read it. So they use usually all uppercase letters, and they write it very, very clearly with basic letters. No fancy squiggles, just basic. So I'm going to write on here as clear as I can, and maybe your grown-ups can help you with this, is 214, which is my number, 21st with the ST for first, street. You see how I wrote that very clearly? And then I could also write stair here. I could maybe write first floor. Just experiment with it a little bit. And also, doesn't have to be a building that you know. You could make it up right out of your head. Think about what kind of building you'd like to make, and you could do the upstairs, you could do the downstairs, you could maybe even design like a backyard, how the trees would be in the building or outside. Just think about what you'd like to do, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. If you have any other questions about it, Google with your grown-ups blueprints and look at Google Images, and you'll be able to see just like what I showed you here. Okay? All right, bye for now.